you hit it?
I hit the start recording button.
Is it red?
C.
That's cool, man.
For our international audience, that is yes in Spanish.
Is the button rojo?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Dude, this is a special episode.
Why's that?
We've never drank a beer while recording.
Yeah, how have we never had beers while doing this? I feel like everyone probably thinks we have a beer or two before doing this.
Mostly because both of our just like raging speech impediments.
Yeah, the fact that I can't tell a story for the life of me.
Also, okay, hey, real quick. Welcome back to the What Happened episode. I'm Ryan. That's Owen.
Hello.
We talk about wacky history events, and before we get into our stories, I need to publicly apologize.
Oh no, you did
to
touch
the community.
The kid.
We have been embroiled in a massive scandal, the likes of which are on the level of Watergate, Pizzagate.
It's the fact that I don't even know what you're talking about.
My dear listeners, last week I said that my fun fact for the week was that I bought an RTX 3080 graphics card.
He lied straight to your face.
It
guys.
turns out that I bought an RTX 3070 graphics card.
Yep.
I don't know what words to say. I feel terrible for lying to you all.
That's what happens when you're drunk.
I'll
Probably not good that we started by saying we're drinking.
I'll do my best to make sure that never happens again.
I mean, at least your
But back to the show.
Is your fun fact of the day accurate this time, and you're not a lying asshole, or?
Yeah, I guess.
You don't have one, do you?
No, I have one.
Speaking of, who goes first?
You're up,
I
champ.
go? No.
No,
You
I'm up.
had the girl jerking a dolphin off last time, and I distinctly remember ending with that.
Okay, dude.
Your story.
Let me pull it up. I was not prepared at all.
No, it's fine. We've only been talking for a couple minutes.
Okay. Owen.
Yes.
You're big into Central America.
Oh, fuck yeah. Guatemala and shit.
You're also big into slaves, right?
Almost got me.
Well, what if I told you could just go to Central America just to get slaves?
Still?
Maybe
Like,
not.
tomorrow?
Anyway.
Not that I.
This story is about William Walker.
Ooh, William
He was
Walker.
born in 1824 and was an American physician, lawyer, and journalist.
Sounds like a successful man.
Yeah. So he was also briefly the president of Nicaragua,
What?
Sonora, and Baja California.
Sonora, like the desert?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, before like Arizona and shit was established, I guess. Was it like a republic? It doesn't matter, I guess.
We'll get there, Owen.
Baja California as well. All right.
Yeah. At the age of 14, he entered into law school.
What?
At the University of Nashville.
Can you do that?
Yeah, he graduated summa cum laude.
How old was he?
Also, why did we say cum? It's summa cum laude.
Yeah, it's spelled cum,
It's
guys.
just C-U-M.
Just be adults about it.
By the age of 19, he graduated from the University of Pennsylvania with a degree in medicine.
Okay, so did he get his lawyer shit as well?
Yeah, he was also he graduated summa cum laude.
So yeah, I'm sorry, but I didn't know if so he has 2 degrees by the
age of
19.
19.
Do you
Your
want to?
hair looks so. I'm sorry, I
Thank
can't.
you. I showered last night and didn't brush it. So.
Okay, sorry. Sorry to derail.
Well, you know what? You just made fun of me. How many degrees do you have, big guy?
How many do you fucking have,
Yeah,
bitch?
that's right.
So in 1849, Walker moved to San Francisco and became the editor of the San Francisco Herald.
Okay.
Well,
More of a San Fran Chronicle guy, but
Okay, is that a thing?
yeah, you know the Zodiac killer?
I'm a Boston Globe man.
Yeah, but you know the Zodiac.
Did he send all the letters there?
San Francisco
Okay.
Chronicle. Jake Gyllenhaal's in one of those movies. I don't know if we're still protesting him or not, but you should watch it.
It's called Zodiac.
Yeah,
Also, I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
I kind of do too. Yeah.
If there was one man that I would let enter me, it might be Jake Gyllenhaal.
Continue with
I
your
might cut
story.
that out.
I hope you don't.
In 1849, he moved to San Francisco, became the editor of this newspaper. It's just like a weird fact, but while in San Francisco, he was in 3 duels.
Dude, I love how that shit was legal.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it was still legal because, I hope they listen, but, I would do it with the upstairs neighbor.
What is it? Yeah, fuck that guy, right? Yeah, what is it? In like Washington, they have that mutual combat law.
It's Washington State.
Yeah, Washington
State. Yeah, like
State.
if a cop pulls up, you can both like be like, no,
like
no.
if a cop pulls up to two people fighting in Washington, he has to go, do you both consent to this? And they're like, yeah. And then they just are allowed to beat the shit out of each other.
I mean,
makes sense.
I get it.
Yeah. So I mean, he seems like he's
Seems
like
like
kind
an
of a weird
all-around-
guy
I would say he's
because he's
an all-around ace.
dueling. I guess that just
I mean,
seems like
was
a
that-
weird thing.
Was
to
that
do.
like a? I
He's
mean, he was
18.
in 3, so it seems like it was pretty.
It is 1849.
prevalent.
I guess it's like
1849?
yeah,
In San Francisco?
yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, the 49ers?
Yeah, there you go. The Gold Rush.
Oh.
Is that what brought him out there?
No, he went out there to work for a newspaper.
Oh, well,
Also, he's a doctor. Like, why is he working at a newspaper?
doctorate in news.
The doctor of news. Yeah, but he seems like a pretty normal dude by
Alright.
all standards,
Yeah,
right?
besides the fact he's killed 3 men, but
Well, eventually he came up with this idea he came up with the idea of filibustering.
okay.
He didn't invent this, but he
Made it popular.
decided that he wanted to do it.
Okay.
And I'm not talking when I say filibustering, I'm not talking about Ted Cruz reading Green Eggs and Ham during a Senate meeting. There's a thing.
Yeah, sorry. Continue.
There's a thing called a military filibuster,
Okay.
which is an unsanctioned private military expedition.
Yikes.
So
How do you get? Just continue.
he's just working on the newspaper, and he's like, "Damn, I should get an army."
Yeah, like how does one go about that?
Well, he's from Tennessee, so
I mean, all right. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be kind of fucking cool.
well, keep.
Did I speak too soon?
You spoke a little bit too soon there, bud. Because Walker wanted to travel to Central America to overthrow local governments and set up slave states.
I should have just waited. Literally, that was 30 seconds.
So Walker's campaigns were later supported by the Southern Expansionist Secret Society. I want the audience to know that I have not touched my beer yet.
Sorry, it's normally me with the stutter. So
Walker's campaigns were later supported by the Southern Expansionist Secret Society,
What
the
the
Knights
fuck?
of the Golden Circle.
is it like the Knights Templar but racist?
I think it's just like the KKK, pretty much.
Yeah, just like a fancier sect of the KKK.
Yeah. They have cooler hoods. I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool, like assassins. Oh, whoops! I'm not gonna talk about the KKK. Like I didn't say it's cool.
In 1853, Walker traveled to Guayama in Mexico.
Oh,
And
where in Mexico?
Guayama.
Okay.
I don't know. You have a fucking pull up a map. I don't know. What do you want from me?
Common
What am I,
spelling.
a human atlas?
Is it the common spelling?
Yeah. So he went there to petition the Mexican government for a grant to set up a U.S. colony.
Oh, that's kind of sick, actually.
Walker told them that this colony would be used to protect U.S. soil from Native American raids. Should I pause or should I continue? You're very much not paying attention.
I'm looking up Guillermo, Mexico.
Guayama?
Oh, Guayama.
Guayama.
Oh, it's like, yeah, all right.
Glad we did that.
Dude, I am too, man. I am too.
Um,
It's like off Baja, California.
so Mexico denied the grant, and Walker returned to Tennessee.
Mexico denied the grant?
Yeah,
Wow, that's so weird that Mexico wouldn't want a U.S. colony.
that's crazy, man. Yeah, they denied the grant, and Walker returned to Tennessee and started recruiting. The way that Wikipedia phrases this, which I think is hilarious.
No, you use actual news sources.
Hey, Wikipedia is peer reviewed.
I doubt for this.
So Wikipedia states he began recruiting American supporters of slavery and the Manifest Destiny Doctrine,
Can I interrupt you real quick? Your fly's down.
mostly inhabitants of Tennessee and Kentucky, which I think it's just funny that inhabitants of Tennessee and Kentucky.
and Kentucky. Yeah.
Also, I don't have a fly. These are joggers, dipshit.
Then what is that?
It's a
The
drawstring.
strings
Why are
make
you
it
looking at
look
my
like you're-
dick?
Yeah, I'm staring right at you, dude. You're literally sprawled out in front of me.
My legs are crossed. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Yeah, so just start recruiting the good old boys from Kentucky and Tennessee.
The brothers.
No, they don't like the brothers.
Well, I meant they're all... No! I meant they're all brothers is what I meant.
Okay. On October 15th, 1853, Walker set out with 45 men to conquer the Mexican territories of Baja and Sonora State.
Okay, all right.
So it's like the little dangly bit off the left of Mexico, and
that's
then
Baja, and then probably to the right of that.
To the right is the Sonoran Desert.
Like under Arizona, yeah.
So he succeeded in capturing La Paz, the capital of the sparsely populated Baja California.
Okay, but still, he was able to do it with 45 guys.
45 guys.
That still seems impressive, but sparsely populated other way.
And then he declared La Paz the capital of the new, quote, Republic of Lower California. So Walker...
Is this legal?
We'll get there. Walker declared himself president and made his old law partner Henry P. Watkins vice president. Walker then put the region under the laws of the American state of Louisiana.
Oh, okay, a little far away.
Which made slavery legal.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Fearful of attacks by Mexico, Walker moved his headquarters like twice in the next 3 months. First to Cabo San Lucas, and then further north to Ensenada. Empanada?
I was just about to say kind of like empanada.
Yeah, and so he just was like moving his headquarters around to like...
Because he was afraid that the Mexican government would attempt to take their land back?
Yeah.
That's weird, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Those assholes.
Although he never gained control of Sonora,
okay,
less than 3 months later, he pronounced Baja California part of the larger Republic of Sonora.
Dude, that sounds like a Baja Blast.
I don't really know. I think he just like... Oh, my God.
You just tried to go right past that, didn't you?
I think he was just like in Baja, like sort of next to Sonora. And I was like, yeah, that's just mine. And they were like, you're not even here. But yeah.
You know Baja's an island, right? Or peninsula.
It's a peninsula.
Peninsula.
However, lack of supplies and strong resistance by the Mexican government quickly forced Walker to retreat back to the U.S.
Okay.
So the Republic of Sonora only lasted between 1853 and 1854.
Wait, I have a quick question for you.
What's up?
How was he able to convince how did he find 45 guys willing for this?
It just probably goes to... I read one thing about how they were all mostly drunk during it. So he definitely just got a bunch of like drunk racist dudes to be like, hey, boys, I'm going to go down to Mexico and drum up some slaves. Yep. And they were like, woo-wee!
Did they kill anyone in their conquest? Or
yeah, they were like fighting the... local government and police agencies and military. There it is. So, back in California, Walker was put on trial for conducting an illegal war that violated the U.S. Neutrality Act of 1794.
That seems like that's some jail time.
However, his filibustering project had popular support in the southern and western U.S.
Shocking.
The jury took 8 minutes to acquit him.
Jesus Christ, really? But this was in California. I think
he was put on trial like multiple places, but since he was like proven innocent in like Texas or wherever,
it's not gonna hold up anywhere else.
Yeah, they just didn't really do anything.
Yeah, that sounds fucking awesome. Besides the whole like the attempt of the slavery thing, but I appreciate you just trying to become your own president.
So, in 1854, a civil war broke out in Nicaragua.
Okay.
Did you like how I pronounced that?
That was pretty good.
Yeah. And Walker was called upon by the Democratic Party for help.
Seriously?
Yeah. So...
like, yo, I heard about this guy one time.
Bro, he was in Mexico for like a full year.
He survived.
So, to circumvent the U.S. Neutrality Act, Walker obtained a contract from President Francisco Castellon.
I assume he's the Mexican president?
Nicaragua.
Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah. So he got this contract from the Nicaraguan president to bring as many as 300, quote, colonists to Nicaragua.
Okay. All right.
So Walker sailed from San Francisco on May 3rd, 1855, with approximately 60 men. And when he landed, he hooked up with a bunch of. He hooked up with 110 Nicaraguan fighters.
All right. Join forces.
So, over the next year, Walker's force would assist Nicaragua's leftist party in defeating the Legitimist Party.
The Legitimist Party?
Yeah, it's just like the other major political party in Nicaragua. On October 13th, Walker conquered Granada and effectively took control of the country.
Nice.
The capital is not Granada, but it's close to the capital. So by capturing that, they pretty much won. So U.S. President Franklin Pierce recognized Walker's regime as legitimate.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I guess he technically was helping the Nicaraguan government.
Yeah, if he was going against the rebels or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
And on September 22nd, Walker replaced Nicaraguan laws prohibiting slavery in an attempt to gain support from southern states.
Why do you need support from southern states if you're in Central America?
Because he wants
Does he want to have a trade deal or something with Louisiana?
Well, we'll get there later, but pretty much he just wanted to set up a English speaking country where slavery was allowed. So he's trying to get people to come down because he doesn't like brown people.
Okay.
Yeah. So naturally, all this starts a bit of a hubbub. Oh, and I should say that he wasn't actually president of Nicaragua. He was in charge of he was put in charge of their military once they captured Granada.
Okay.
And he basically had a shill for a president who would just put into law whatever he wanted.
Yep.
So yeah, all this starts kind of a hubbub, and Juan Rafael Mora Parras, El Presidente of Costa Rica, started getting nervous about the random white dude who just starts barging into Central American countries and taking shit over.
I think that's understandable.
Yeah. So Porras started preparing Costa Rica for war. Porras would be proven to be correct because Walker sent an advance force of 4 battalions to invade Costa Rica. So Walker's forces were defeated in battle in Santa Rosa in 1856. But Walker's worst defeat would come later that year when his forces were defeated by Costa Rican army at Rivas.
Okay.
Which is a city.
I figured.
They had 3 huge battles there, I think. Because this was the first battle of Rivas, I think.
Oh, there were 2.
Yeah. And this is the fun fact of the day, Owen. During the battle, a drummer from the Costa Rican army named Juan Santamaria sacrificed himself by setting the filibuster stronghold on fire.
I feel like you're already sacrificing yourself if you're a drummer in the army.
Yeah. Well, you kind of stand behind everybody.
No, you're in the front.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, as bullets are ripping by you. You think someone's going to be oh, he's the drummer. I'm not going to aim at him?
It's they have the flag bearer or whatever.
Yeah.
Just has to stand there with a flag.
Dude, what the fuck?
So the fun fact is that Santa Maria was later recognized as a Costa Rican national hero.
Oh, because he set the thing ablaze?
Yeah.
While drumming away.
Yeah. I rent a gift for you, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum.
And then there's just a big fire.
Yeah. Do you think he was playing Little Drummer Boy while
I would
he did
love
it?
that.
He's just
he's
standing in a burning building. Pa-rum-pum-pum-pum.
How'd he die? Was he executed or?
I think he was trapped in the building. Or he was maybe shot. I don't
Wasn't
know.
the best arsonist.
I didn't look into it. I don't research these fun facts. I find them and then I say them and then I give no further context or explanation.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So while retreating, this is maybe my favorite move that Walker ever pulled. He intentionally poisoned wells in the city of Rivas by dumping a bunch of corpses in them.
Love it.
Which led to a cholera outbreak that killed 10,000 people.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Great guy.
That's a whoopsie. Yeah. Wow.
So Walker found himself in more trouble when President Jose Santos Guardiola, I can't say, I don't know how to say it. Guardiola.
Wait, all right, wait. Sorry, just quick question for you. So they're sanctioned by the U.S. government, right?
No.
I thought they were recognized.
They're his actions in Nicaragua, where
Trumped
he
it
was
all.
assisting the Nicaraguan forces, were
Trumped.
technically legitimate
Okay.
because they got a like contract from the Nicaraguan government. But here he's invading Costa Rica.
Okay, all right. I was just wondering if there were any support from U.S. at this point, but it does not sound like that.
I think like a bunch of people in the South like him, but that's about it. So, like, they fight this battle in Costa Rica, and then they get pushed back to Nicaragua. And he found himself in more trouble when President Jose Santos Guardilo of Honduras sent his own troops, along with some troops from El Salvador, to invade Nicaragua from the north.
Jesus Christ.
So he's getting attacked on both sides. And on June 12th, Walker surrendered to allied armies of the Central America. So he surrendered to like Costa Rica, Honduras, and El Salvador.
Area. Yeah.
So he wasn't actually like deposed or anything. Like I think they forced him to stop being like invading pretty much. They were like, "Hey, fuck,
and like
just chill with that shit," and then we'll let you go. So Walker later that month moved to Grenada.
Oh, nice.
And held a rigged election that declared him president of Nicaragua.
Oh, wow, he won.
Yeah. So he went on being a terrible guy again.
Did he speak Spanish?
I highly
something
doubt
tells
it.
me he didn't try to learn.
I highly doubt it. He seems like the type of guy to go to Mexico, start taking shit over, and just be like, "You fucking speak English." So yeah, he continued his work declaring or like reinstating slavery by repealing the Nicaraguan Emancipation Edict of 1821.
Yeah, this guy really has a set agenda.
He just really wants slaves.
Jesus Christ. Did he get slaves himself? Like what?
I don't exactly know.
Like, did it work out for him in the end?
I'm not sure.
All right.
But he also declared Nicaragua an English he declared English the official language of Nicaragua, which I think is hilarious. But he was still like sort of afraid of his position being taken away because Honduras and Costa Rica still don't like him.
I wonder why.
So he tried to drum up support he tried to like get people to come down from the southern United States, being like, "Hey, like we're gonna have slaves here."
Yeah,
you know,
it's just like Louisiana. It's really swampy and
it's really hot.
Yeah, it's really wet.
Not as humid though. Well, I guess it depends where you go.
I think they're closer to the equator. Something tells me they're more humid.
Well, but isn't it like deserty?
Where?
In the middle part?
No, Central America is all rainforests.
Wow,
Besides like the very high mountains, it's like still technically rainforest. It's just like cold and rainy.
That's crazy, man. You want to go to Argentina?
That's South America. Nowhere near Central America.
Anyway.
It's like talking about Alaska and Florida.
Carrying on. By December 14th, Grenada... Or wait, did I scroll down too far?
Can we circle back? Because yes, I would like to go to Argentina.
Okay. Yeah, so he's like kicked out of like the leading the military. He like retreats to Grenada, but then he's still doing all this awful shit. So the like Costa Rica and Honduras like come and surround Grenada, and one of Walker's generals ordered the men to retreat and set the city on fire before escaping.
So fuck everyone in that entire city.
Yeah, so they escaped via Lake Nicaragua, and Walker left a detachment with them, or left a detachment there with orders to level the city.
Okay.
And instill, as he put it, a salutary dread of American justice.
Dude, that's so fucking American, though.
Dude, this guy fucking sucks.
Yeah, he does.
So
Jesus.
He's pretty much kicked out of Nicaragua altogether. And in 1857, he returned to New York. 6 months later, he...
Why'd you go back to New York?
Oh, because, well, the Panama Canal wasn't really a thing. So I was looking it up. Like, one of the big trade routes was to go through New York. To, like, go to the east and then up.
Okay.
That's why he went to New York. So
you didn't look shit
So 6 months after his return, Walker intended to go on another expedition. But
I like how he calls them expeditions, by the way.
yeah, it seems a lot like
it's
nicer.
not an expedition. Yeah.
Yeah. So he intended to go on another expedition, but was arrested by the U.S. Navy before he could leave. They didn't really do anything with him. They just like stopped him. They didn't like put him on trial or anything. So he published a book in 1860 called "The War in Nicaragua," which I'm sure is
Heavily
probably
racist.
Yeah, probably.
And very one-sided, I'm sure.
Damn tan folks kicked us out. Yeah. And then in 1860, a couple British colonists in Roatan, I don't know how you say it, in the Bay Islands, were like, they're getting scared that the government of Honduras would move to assert its control over them.
Okay.
So they approached Walker with an offer to help him in establishing a separate English-speaking government over the islands. And so Walker left for the port city of Trujillo, but soon fell into the custody of Norwell Salmon, an officer of the Royal Navy. The British government had a vested interest in the construction of an interoceanic canal through Central America. So they naturally saw Walker as like a major threat to the region by just like taking random shit over. So the British Navy delivered Walker to the Honduran authorities.
Uh-oh.
And he was put on trial. And,
I'm sure they were nice to him.
On September 12th, 1860, he was executed by firing squad.
They were not nice to him.
One of his like
died where he wanted to live, though.
I think Walker's like chief of staff was sentenced to 4 years in the mines, which sounds fucking awful.
Can you imagine how fucking hot and sweaty it would be in those?
Well, especially because I think like some of those places, maybe not Honduras specifically, but like a lot of them have like silver mines, which is like I think the way you mine silver is like incredibly toxic and shit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But so fun fact. He's buried in the old cemetery in Trujillo, Honduras.
Yeah, I was wondering if the U.S. would attempt to bring his body back, but I'm sure they just
they were like, you can keep him. We don't care.
I mean, they probably got a letter, 6 months later? And then we're like, well, it's probably a little smelly by now, so let's just leave him there.
I mean, unless you're in the southern states and you're like, this hero should be...
that's a good point,
be put in an American cemetery. So yeah, that's the story of William Walker, one of the greatest assholes around, I guess. I don't know.
Do you think they called him the White Walker?
Oh my god.
Because he's a white guy and his last name's Walker, and I just made a great reference.
Well, I think that was when the first book came out, right? It was 1860.
Yeah. Jesus, how do we not learn about that shit in like history class?
Because we have a white-centric view on history.
That seems pretty white. Oh, why? Because they won?
No, because all of America's racist.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. What?
It does amaze me that you can just get like 15 guys together and be like, hey, we're going to march into Nicaragua, take over some shit, and then we'll all buy slaves.
Something tells me if that happens nowadays, you'd probably just get taken out by a bunch of SEALs at night or something.
Well, remember, if we go back to a previous episode, do you remember our episode about Operation Red Dog? Yeah. Like
more racist trying to go somewhere. Yeah.
The ATF just like fucking seized their boat before they could even leave.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. It's pretty cool. What country do you want to overthrow?
Technically, I don't know.
I'd say like Afghanistan, but like.
Well, the most fertile place, like
pretty,
arguably in the world, is in like Bangladesh. It's like the most populated place in the world as well, but like
but I'd feel bad if it weren't like bad people we were taking over.
Oh, so you're saying everyone in Afghanistan's bad?
Well, the Taliban ain't great. That's for damn sure.
All right, touche.
Call me crazy, but ISIS has some issues.
I tried to spin that on you, but it didn't work. All right, fair enough. All right, story time from me. So you ready?
Ready and waiting
for this like 3-page plagiarized.
Oh yeah, a lot of the lines
essay.
in this were just directly copied from Wikipedia. Bro, I'm getting so lazy. I'm just copying whole paragraphs.
Because you improvise on the go, you know?
Yeah.
You're like a good actor.
Yeah. I'm like Rob McElhaney.
Is that how you say his last name?
I don't know.
I thought it was Herney, but...
McElherney?
McElherney.
Oh, my McElherney.
All right. So I'm going to be talking about the Kentucky meat shower and then other weird shit that fell from the sky.
Yeah, our stories are not at all related.
They don't relate.
Yeah.
The funny thing is we talked to each other too prior.
Yeah, and I couldn't find anything.
Like we had a theme going for season 1. Season 2 is different though. Season 2 we're Rogue. Oh, this is season 2 by the way.
Wait, we're what? We're Rogue? Oh, like Rogue One, the Star Wars story.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs came to life, and I think that's a fantastic reference.
Is your mic recording?
What?
Is your mic recording?
No, it is not.
God damn it! I tested it earlier.
It became unplugged.
Oh, fucking shit.
You know what's funny? I don't know when it became unplugged.
Oh, just make sure not to unplug your mic. Oh, you bumped it.
I bumped
Still
it
going.
immediately. It's just like, it's a bad setup by you, I'll be honest.
What do you want from me? Okay?
A good setup?
I'm not a professional podcaster. Bro, I'm laying in a bed right now because I don't have two chairs.
That's a good point. All right,
Actually, I
motherfucker.
do have two chairs, except one of them's a folding lawn chair, and I think the bed's a lot more comfortable. Bro, you good? All right, moving on.
The Kentucky meat shower and other shit that fell from the sky.
All right.
All right, so during the Kentucky meat shower of 1876, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs came to life. Even though Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs happened after, so maybe it was inspired by the Kentucky meat shower.
You talk about that movie a lot, I feel like.
Have you seen the second one?
No.
Yeah, neither have I.
You want to watch it tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, it's a great movie, dude. There's a leak in the boat is still one of my favorite jokes ever. The joke is boats leak, right? And it's food comes to life, so there was a leak, which is a vegetable, in the boat. Dude, that is comedic
Shut the
writing.
fuck up.
Hey, I didn't write it. All right, so it was a clear March morning in Bath County, Kentucky in 1876 when meat started falling from the sky.
Can I just say, I'm assuming that the people of Bath County, Kentucky, are not bathed, which I think is endlessly funny.
There's just a communal bath, and that's why they're
It's
called
just
Bath
one.
County.
It's the town bath.
Yep.
Everybody uses it, and they don't change the water.
It's the water's not recycled. So between 11 and 12 o'clock, I was in my. Oh, this is a quote, by the way. Between 11 and 12 o'clock, I was in my yard, not more than 40 steps from the house. A local farmer's wife named Miss Crouch told reporters. There was a light wind coming from the west, but the sky was clear and the sun was shining brightly, without any prelude or warning of any kind. And exactly under these circumstances, the shower commenced.
Okay.
So it was a sunny day. It's essentially the cloud came out of nowhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So it was not just any shower, but a shower of fresh raw meat. Sorry, I just wanted to dwell on that. There was a comma there.
Fresh raw meat.
Fresh raw meat. Some
We're
lumps,
talking like chunks
quote,
of steak or hamburger, or what's the deal?
Well, actually, we'll get there.
Sausage links.
30% of my writing is just them trying to figure out what kind of meat it is and not figuring out why it fell from the sky.
Okay.
So some are described as light as a snowflake, and some that reach up to 3 inches in length.
Okay.
Of just strips of meat, which is like very weird. So for several minutes, Miss Crouch and her husband Alan watched as the unusual downpour fell around them, before it finally ceased, leaving the sky clear and sunny as it had been before.
I just don't know what to say to this.
Yeah. And like the
bunch of
fact is,
meat
like, it's not like a weird like Bible story. It legitimately happened. No offense to like Noah's Ark or anything, but so immediately the Crouch believed that the meat shower had either been a miracle or a grisly warning from the Father.
Allah.
Also, yes, before long, not in Kentucky, before long, word of the meat shower had spread, bringing flocks of curious neighbors to the scene. In the end, an area about 100 yards long and 50 yards wide had been left covered in chunks of meat.
Just raw meat.
Yeah, it was found on like fences, farmhouses, just like on the cornfields and shit.
What the fuck?
It was raw meat. Really fucking gross. So the overall consensus seemed to be that the meat was beef. It had a similar color and a similar smell.
Good to know.
However, A local hunter disagreed, claiming that it was, quote, uncommonly greasy feeling for beef.
Just fucking rolling
Yep.
a strip of meat
Yep.
between your fingers, and you're like,
That fell from the sky.
I don't know, it's too greasy for beef.
That's not beef.
Could be bear.
He concluded that it was bear. So, to end the debate once and for all, a few brave men, skilled hunters, took it upon themselves to taste a few of the pieces.
Okay.
Fucking Kentucky, dude.
You want to eat some sky bear with me? Cook it up real nice.
Their official decision by taste alone that the meat had either been venison or mutton. Okay. So just baby cows.
Jesus Christ.
Unsatisfied with the three conflicting opinions, a local butcher also took a bite. According to him, however, the meat was none of the above, claiming that it, quote, tasted neither like flesh, fish, or fowl.
Strange.
Yeah, and he's a butcher, so he knows shit.
Okay. But did they eat it raw, do you know?
All the accounts just say meat fell. I assume it wasn't cooked.
Yeah, but like, did they cook it up before they ate it?
I don't think so.
That's the most Kentucky thing I've
Yep.
ever heard.
Yep.
Eating some raw beef that fell from the sky.
I mean, dude, if you eat your sister raw, you can eat
we should drink beers while recording this a lot more often, man.
So, finally, town authorities decided it was time to get an official ruling on what exactly had fallen from the sky. Rather than figuring out why the fuck it fell from the sky, everyone was very caught up on whether it was bear or mutton.
Yeah, that's not important, dude.
Yes. So they collected samples, wrapped them up, and sent them to chemists and universities around the country.
Oh, I think I've heard about this.
So one chemist from Louisville College deducted that the sample was indeed, as one of the hunters had suggested, mutton. Another scientist
isn't
disagreed.
mutton like sheep?
Yeah, it's sheep. Yeah.
Okay.
Another disagreed, stating that while it was certainly meat, it definitely wasn't mutton. Fucking just weird. I don't understand any
Our
of
top
this.
scientists are on the case. I don't know, it could be mutton.
Yeah, right? I don't fucking know. So, like I said earlier, like, why the fuck are they so perplexed on the meat itself and not the fact that it fell from the sky?
It seems like they're massively missing the point.
Yeah, exactly. That, like, I don't know. Whatever. So, eventually, scientists gave up on what and focused on where it came from, right?
Okay.
So, this is my favorite part of the entire story, whether meat was falling from the sky or not. There was a scientist who had two wild fucking theories. The first one is my favorite, okay?
Okay. Well, save the best for last. Or
But
it's not. Oh, it's not.
I mean, they're both just kind of fuck. I mean,
Okay.
they're next to each other. I'm gonna say them both. They're just
All right,
nutty.
I'll let you tell your story. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Speak your truth.
One wild theory was that one of the scientists decided that the meat was likely the result of a meteor shower, and not punnily a meteor shower, like a meteor.
Meteor.
Meteor shower. Yeah, no, like he thought
So
it
you
was.
think meat fell from space?
Yeah, ready for this? So, according to the present theory of astronomers, an enormous belt of meteoric... Oh, this is his quote, by the way, in the New York Times.
Okay.
An enormous belt of meteoric stones constantly revolve around the sun.
Yep.
Great theory.
The
That
Kuiper
makes
belt?
sense, right? And when the Earth comes in contact with this belt, she is soundly pelted. Unquote.
Okay.
That's his theory, right? Asteroids exist.
They do exist. We can prove that.
Exactly. So, why can't we prove that he supposes that there revolves around the sun a belt of venison, mutton, and other meats divided into small fragments?
What the fuck?
Which are precipitated upon the Earth whenever we pass across its path.
You can't prove me wrong.
Can you imagine there's baby cow, sheep, and other meats just in space? And he's not wrong. You probably can't
Some
prove him
guy
wrong.
sees a fucking massive like hunk of beef hurtling towards the earth, and he's like, "That's a spicy meatball."
And then they argue about whether it's mutton or bear meat. Okay, his second theory. Sorry, it just gets dumber. So he also suggested that the meat was, quote, flesh of finely hashed citizens of Kentucky who had been caught up in a whirlwind while engaged in a little difficulty with Bowie knives.
So, wait, so he thinks that there are a bunch of dudes from fucking Kentucky
Playing with Bowie knives.
fucking in a knife fight,
Yep.
and then a tornado comes, and they fucking slice each other up.
That seems more practical, though, than a meteor of mutton. But this guy is a New York Times writer, by the way.
Beef Comet.
But like, how did
Beef
he get
Comet would be a great name for a band, dude.
That is actually a pretty good name. But how did he get a job at New York Times? Do you think they fired him after reading this?
I don't. Yeah, how did the editor let this happen?
Yeah, right. So another scientist, Leopold Brandeis, wrote on an.
Oh, Brandeis University.
Yeah, it was named after him.
I didn't look that up. You're gonna have to fact check that.
I don't know. I literally have no idea. So he wrote an article in the Centenarian in which he claimed the event was simply a shower of no stack, which is a genus of cyanobacteria, which takes a jelly-like appearance when it comes in contact with rain. His theory was simply that it bloomed on the ground and that whatever fell from the sky was simply a normal rain shower.
Interesting.
Weird. People started fucking tasting it and
seems a lot more grounded than Mr. Beef Comet.
I mean, you never know, dude. In 2 years, we could have a fucking meteor shower of just venison, and he could be right. And you could have been the asshole. So, both the Crouches, the people who saw it, a chemist, I just lost my spot halfway through reading it, a chemist named Robert Peter, and the chemist from Louisville College all put forth the theory that the Kentucky meat shower was the result of a flock of vultures vomiting simultaneously after eating too much for their own stomachs. Vultures are known to do that.
Yeah, to just uke up some
Yeah,
some
and it does kind of make a lot of sense because Miss Crouch was saying that the sky was clear, there were no clouds, and just meat started raining down. But
it's
I feel
weird
like
that nobody noticed the birds, though.
Yeah.
Also, do vultures live in Kentucky?
I guess.
I don't know.
Vultures live everywhere, right?
I don't know. What am I, a fucking zoologist?
That's a good point, actually. I thought they just study zoos.
That's
a nice zoo.
All they do is they watch We Built a Zoo over and over.
Oh, dude, great. Oh,
Cry
Brad
a little
Pitt.
bit every time.
Oh, that man will
It's
make
not
me
Brad
cry
Pitt.
over anything.
It's that other guy.
Isn't it Brad Pitt?
No, it's the guy from Bourne. It's Jason Bourne. What's his
Oh,
name?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, Bostonian. Yeah, I got him confused with Brad Pitt, who is from...
I have no idea where...
Yeah.
Stand by.
You don't have to look it up. I just figured you
Where
would
is
know.
Brad Pitt from? He's from Shawnee, Oklahoma.
He's from Oklahoma?
Apparently.
Are you serious?
According to Siri.
Bro, that is the last state I would have guessed. Is anyone famous from Oklahoma besides Brad Pitt?
So
apparently?
Brad Pitt is confirmed to have stolen Native American land then.
Yeah, how is he allowed to be famous? Think of that. So, the townspeople decided that this was the most likely scenario, considering that the others were... it was flesh of humans.
Let's go with our options here. It's dudes... It's a group of knife fighters sucked up in a tornado.
Yep.
Or fucking meat in space.
Yes.
I'm going to go with the vultures.
I'm going to go with the vultures, yeah. Obviously, it had slipped their minds that most of the members had eaten the food to determine where it had come from.
Okay.
So, remember how I described how one of the guys was like, it's too slimy to be venison?
Yeah, because it was from the inside of
Yeah, so a lot of them just like, most likely just ate like regurgitated vulture food.
That's how baby birds do it.
Yeah, but not how humans do it. I don't know if that's what your mom did, but so that is the Kentucky meat shower of 1876, and just a weird story in general. I also looked up a couple other weird stories of random shit raining from the skies, so I just thought I'd share them today. So, 1901, Minneapolis, Minnesota. So the town was pelted by a sudden rain of frogs. A newspaper from the time reported, quote, when the storm was at its highest, there appeared as if descending directly from the sky a huge green mass. They had followed by a peculiar patter, unlike that of rain or hail.
Ribbit.
When the storm abated, the people found 3 inches deep and covering an area of more than 4 blocks, a collection of
3 inches deep of frogs. I'm up to my ankles in frogs. My rain boots, the frogs are out.
Dude, how do you get rid of them? So it also said so thick in some places that travel was impossible.
Dude, imagine having to be the guy to fucking drive around in a truck and fucking with a shovel just pick up like 40,000 dead frogs.
So it's 1901, so no truck, so it's worse because it's a horse-drawn carriage.
They have trucks in 1901.
I mean, yeah, but they weren't like they were for like the rich and elite. I only know that because Red Dead Redemption. You know, the West starts
only
dying.
the Pinkertons drive cars.
Yeah, the rich. So I
and the
thought the
elite.
frog collection guy was rich, or the guy that was forced to collect frogs. But bro, can you imagine coming outside after hearing weird noises hitting the ground and it's 3 inches of frogs?
You just hear a bunch of like soft slapping
Yeah. So, I got a few more stories. Ipswich, Australia, 1989.
Okay.
Harold and Deegan's front lawn was covered with about 800 sardines that fell from the sky during a light shower.
We're on a fish now.
Yep. So, also another form, 1956, Kalachi, Alabama.
Oh, kolache?
Kalachi, it doesn't matter.
Isn't that like a type of a Spanish snack? Kolache?
No, well, it's Chilachi.
Oh.
Also, highly doubt Alabama would name any town after anything Spanish.
Fair.
A woman and her husband watched a small dark cloud form in the sky. When it was over their heads, the cloud released its contents. Catfish, bass, and bream all alive. The cloud then turned white and vanished. So just live catfish.
Just a fucking catfish coming from the sky?
Yep. I got 2 more stories for you.
All right.
So, Lebanon, Tennessee, 1841, kind of around your guy. The American Journal of Science confirmed a shower of blood, fat, and muscle tissue that fell on a tobacco field.
What?
Farm workers who had actually experienced this weird shower heard a rattling noise and saw drops of blood as they reported them falling from a red cloud that was flying over.
Did they ever figure out any of these ones?
I didn't look into any of them. I just found like just random things. I thought the meat showers.
The meat shower one is good.
I mean, maybe the one that had literal blood fall from the sky was probably pretty interesting too. But
Probably didn't get chopped up in an airplane.
well, I mean, considering it was 1841, probably not.
Yeah.
Airplanes weren't invented, right?
That's why I said he probably wasn't.
So, Oakville, Washington, 1994. Last story for you. This is like kind of got like a Stranger Things vibe to it, because like, you know, the big cloud that comes in and like the military guys all the time.
I've only seen the first episode. Or first
Okay.
season.
You should watch it. It's actually pretty good. Sponsor.
I don't get it.
So a clear gelatinous substance fell from the sky in a torrential downpour in the Everett area of Washington state. A similar fall occurred several times in 1994 in Oakville, Washington. The jello-like small blobs, transparent, clear, white in color, contained human white corpuscles. Don't know what that word means.
Corpuscle? Hold on, I gotta go to Siri again. What is a corpuscle?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia. ORG, corpuscle, KRPSL, or corpuscule, meaning a small body, is often used as a synonym for particle.
That didn't help.
Yeah, I still don't know.
An iron-like substance in some virulent bacteria that made people sick when they touched it.
Interesting.
Animals such as kittens and dogs exposed to the material died very quickly. Eventually, the slime abated, and people also reported seeing black helicopters during the outbreak.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So, like, CIA, FBI.
So some
cover
weird
up.
goop falls from the sky that starts killing all the cats and dogs, and then you look up and a fucking like Black Hawk is just like dipping away.
Well, no, I think like after the fact, like Black Hawks showed up. Yeah, that's it. Sorry to end it in a weird noise, but that's it. Black Hawk helicopter showed up. That's it. That's just weird shit that's fallen from the skies. I'm sure there's a lot more, but
It's fucking wild, man.
yeah. So people ate venison that either came from a meteor or came from a vulture.
I like to believe that it's a meteor. Think
agree with
about it
that.
this way: you can't disprove it.
No?
Do you have a fucking satellite?
You ever been to space?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for this week.
I'm gonna fucking DM Neil deGrasse Tyson on Instagram
Dude,
or on
do it.
Twitter.
Just give him a link too. That way we can say he listened.
Yeah.
Even though he probably turned it on and was like, oh, fuck.
Absolutely not. So yeah, this is that's our episode for this week. Leave us a rating, tell a friend. Also follow us on Instagram. We're gonna post some pictures of this stuff. It's what happened _pod on Instagram. And if you think it's you have a fun history fun fact, just send us a DM and I'll put it in the episode. I'm mentioning it again, and you haven't heard. I mentioned it a couple episodes ago, and you didn't hear me say a fun fact from Instagram. It's because none of you motherfuckers DM me on Instagram. So get on that.
Do you have a fun fact of the day today?
I said my fun fact.
What the fuck was it?
It was that little drummer boy burned a place down and then is now a national hero in Costa Rica.
Oh, that was your fun fact? It was part
I
of your
said
story?
it like 4 times,
It
asshole.
shouldn't be part of your story. It's normally, all right, how about every 7 days a country celebrates its independence from Britain? That's a fun fact.
Okay, cool.
All right.
If you want a beer recommendation,
Is that a local, though?
I don't know. Zero Gravity. IPA. Madonna IPA. It's
All
pretty
right, I'm
good.
going to end this before it gets worse.
And I also had some Conehead IPA from the same company,
God.
Zero Gravity. That's
He's
pretty
just
good.
going to keep talking. So,
I got
that's
some
what happened.
Lord Hobo Boom Sauce in the fridge.
These are
which
all
is
local.
another IPA, which you should definitely check out. And if all else fails, I got Coronas on the counter.
That's been What Happened podcast this week. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next week.
What happened?